Welcome to Fan TV and Chill, match day 24. It's getting interesting, counting down to the end of the Premier League. Well, the Premier League title race, pretty much that is. But anyway, obviously fourth place in that is still exciting. Fourth place in that, there's still competition. We're still fighting it out. Sort of. Some of them are languishing. Others, I don't know how we're sitting.
Suleiman still, it might help him.
Others are sitting in what?
You're about to just say Suleiman still, it might help you guys.
Say that again.
Suleiman, he's on loan
anyway,
from Leicester to China.
Anyway, obviously this week, match 24, the big game is Arsenal versus Chelsea. Bit controversial there, but obviously man like David Luiz didn't know which side he was playing for this week, but hey ho, that's how it goes. Liverpool versus Wolves and Man United versus Burnley, which is a game we're going to talk about it. So don't worry, we will talk about it. But
or shall we just edit? We could do that too.
But anyway, let's get to Liverpool versus Wolves. Again, Liverpool, obviously champions get wins. Liverpool were a bit lucky. But anyway, we'll let Bilolo tell it how it went. But in my opinion, they were obviously lucky, but you're going to get that.
Did you watch the game?
Nonetheless, yeah, I've seen the highlights.
Okay,
I've seen the highlights, and I was even talking to a Liverpool fan today at work, and he told me the same thing. He told me the same thing.
Okay,
so
you shuffle back in or
listen, I'm doing the introduction. I ain't finished yet. I ain't finished.
You know what I mean?
But anyway, now that I'm finished, let's get to Liverpool versus Wolves. Okay.
Yeah, man. So obviously still top of the league, and the league is firmly down. And I watched the game, and I watched the game from start to finish on this show.
Yeah, I've seen the highlights, and I talked to a Liverpool fan today.
Yeah, right, fair.
The gracious Liverpool fans.
Remember when I read comments and I based my game on Gary Neville's opinion. Remember this?
I'm not basing myself. I've seen the highlights.
Say no more.
And I was talking to somebody who actually watched the game.
You disagree with me? I haven't even given my opinion.
You're chatting because you started already chatting shit.
Yeah, how do you know what
I'm going to say? Remember when I did this? I'm not basing it on other people's opinion. I've seen the highlights.
How do you know what I'm going to say? Because you're already trying to fight what I'm going to say.
Go on.
B is like, I watched the whole game in it, and let me say my piece in it, and then you can have your call the guy if he can give his verdict. Calm, we can do that, yeah. I watched the game from start to finish, so, and I've got no reason to be biased. Even if we play trash, we're top of the league, so I couldn't care less. We've got numbers on board, and we're gonna win the league, so it doesn't really affect me that way. And I've got no reason to lie because I've seen Liverpool. I know my team are good enough to trash teams. They're a good team, and every good team can have a bad game, etc. But anyway, Liverpool Wolves, we all know what playing at the Molineux is, like, and it's one of them, that kind of team where when you face them, you still gotta give a shout out to their manager and the team because it's incredible what Nunes, what's his name again? Espirito Santo, whatever his full name is. You know, from it, yes, they have money, they have a bit more backing, but 2 years, the transformation and the level, the standard that they've set, it is so high, it's unbelievable. And we were fortunate when we played them, when we played at home, like when we had around sort of Christmas time, we were fortunate that they had to rest players and given that we were very, very tired as well and lethargic. I remember watching that game and then we just about scraped to beat them 1-0. And straight away, like any team, I think this season, if not probably in the last few seasons, not many of the big teams have gone to Molineux and won. And it's just going to be a tough game, and that was definitely expected. So, and but we go there with starting 11, strong starting 11, and the same team that started against United, and start the game. Yeah, we were. I would say we were comfortable, but they had like two set pieces occasion where. Yeah, I think another thing again, like you could just see like the level of details that this team goes that goes into. Like they really done their homework in terms of how do we catch Liverpool when we play? We have our set pieces. I remember because Liverpool have a tendency to push up. I remember they had a chance this is after we've already scored, but I think prior to that they had the corner where they played a shortcut, we stepped up, and then they played an in-swinger. So, and on another day, just a little connection, they won it up. But we go on the other side, we get a corner, Trent Arnold does what he does, Endo, front post, good run, and then he gets a goal. And I think that helped us because again, you score early, you're the better team because we definitely are better than Wolves, and we can counter as well and we can exploit them. So the game was almost playing to our advantage, and Salah had a chance, very good defending, like by Doherty. I don't know how you say his name. Like I remember, like I think it was almost like a counter where I can't remember the exact scenario, but Salah shot. It was a good block. Most likely that probably would have gone in. Mane had another chance where the ball got pinged over him. He was about to control and almost be clean through, and then again clinical defending. So we had chances where they had to be very good in that first half. I think we deserve to go ahead, but
how did Mane get injured?
Yeah, so and say Mane's injury was just like I think he tried to jog or something like that, and then he felt it tweak, and I think it was more. It's enough for him to come off, but it was a bit more like I just felt a bit of a twing here, and I'm not gonna.
Hamstring?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so but
hamstring injury.
Yeah, but it's mild. You can tell. It's just like it's very very like you from what you can see. You just you know what I don't want to risk it, boss. And with again like you can see with the setup when we had Mane, we were still the better team even in that first half, and then Minamino comes on, and this is why I see why like whenever we've had the new signings, it happened with Fabinho, it happened with Ox, it happened with Robertson. Players take a very long time to come into a Klopp's team because it felt like for the majority of the game, like no be disrespectful to Minamino, we're playing with 10 men because he doesn't really understand that the way the team functions. Defensively, we were exposed. He didn't know where to go. I think he didn't really have the confidence to play from how I've seen him and how I expect him to play. He will get the ball, he will just make simple passes. So not that we were just losing Mane, but someone else came on where he wasn't really productive, and especially defensively as well. So because the last thing when you're playing against a good team is like you need everyone to be like quite on it, and I think that's what we were very like that weakened the whole team, regardless of whether we had 11 men. I could just see there was almost like a gap, and it was quite frustrating. I'm not the biggest like Origi's fan, but on hindsight, I sat down even like second half, 60th minute. I'm thinking, Klopp, take off Minamino, please, put on Origi, because at least he understands and he can almost like cover the ground and whatnot. So our game plan had to change, and Wolves came out second half, and they came out strong, and they were trying until did they create many chances, many clear cut chances? Absolutely not. They had a spell where they put us under a lot of pressure, and again, obviously we allowed like counter attacking situation, and like anyone, obviously like if you're gonna counter against Traore, you got no chance. Like literally, you got no chance. Physically, it will bully you. Like from strength, pace, power. He played on to be fair, so Robertson did bomb too much forward. That was because obviously it was concerned. B, like literally it's double up on him if you want to. Like good luck, because if he gets a yard on you, he will go past you, and you just gotta be a bit more wiser, and you probably need a bit more help. And they had it was again very soft in a sense because their number 9, what's his name? Why am I losing memory today? What's the number 9 for Wolves? The goal scorer. The goal scorer. Their main scorer.
Jimenez.
He gets the ball like from like so almost just past the halfway line, and he's the one playing the ball to Traore. So Traore goes by the byline, but he's the one finishing in the box. I'm thinking he just looks a little bit too simple from that sense. Like we're better than that. Like we should have defended that a little bit better. But again, it's like you're dealing with pace, and it was a really good ball in the box, and then they go in and they equalize. But after that, this is why I'm kind of looking at this man and going like, Wolves were lucky, bruv. We can put that highlights, yeah. From a conversion, if we were clinical, we've been lucky enough that in the last few games, we've not been as clinical, but the other teams have missed those key chances. But they've had maybe maximum 2 clear cut chances, and they've missed it. And you guys were obviously, even if you didn't deserve it, anything, but you have an opportunity to equalize when we've been dominant, right? I'm not saying we dominated the game like in that sense, like ball retention, that kind of thing. On chances created and goal scoring opportunities, we could have been 2-0 up. Second half, even when they equalised, for me, second half, let's even rewind. We 1-0 up. Salah gets a clean free shot, good save by the keeper. When they score, Firmino gets a clean free shot, and then I don't know whether a keeper saved it or someone made a block. We could have gone ahead, and then we had more than enough good chances that on another day, or if Liverpool go back to being as clinical as they normally can be, we were based on chances. I keep saying this, not based on dominance of the game, based on clear-cut chances. I think we deserve to win that game. Yeah, and they had a spell where they were going a bit, putting us under pressure. But again, this is one thing I was impressed with Liverpool actually is like a team like Wolves, who's got pace, they're playing at home, and if you want to play that game of you attack as we attack you, when they got the fans on their side, and they go Traore,
and they got Jimenez,
you probably you got you're making it, you're playing into their hands, and they switched that very quickly where they literally it went from literally just slow the game down, and then from then they weren't really doing anything. They didn't do anything. If you don't allow them to counter, they don't have. They got Neves and Moutinho, but I don't think as a team, as a collective, they're better than us in terms of keeping the ball and those sort of things. So yeah, my opinion again is like doesn't really matter because it's numbers on board. We get the win, but I don't think it's as some people you might be hyping. You watch the highlights, man. I watched the whole game, and we were disadvantaged because it felt like we've got someone there who's new, who's fairly lost in the team. But anyway, bruv, we got to the Molineux, many people have done it, and we showed that why we're gonna go to win the league, and then we got the 3 points and 14 wins in a row, fam. Put some respect in our name.
Anyway, what did you say? 40 wins.
14.
14.
Yeah.
14.
Yes.
Oh, not 40.
14 wins in a row.
Oh, okay.
You might not speaking English.
No. I'm just wondering, you finished?
I'm done.
Have you picked up the Premier League trophy? Is it at Anfield?
That's just a dumb question.
No, I'm just asking you. Is it there? Is it there? Then like I keep telling all Liverpool fans, humble yourself. Going on about this bullshit about this game's unbeaten, this shit. You haven't won shit yet. You haven't won shit yet. You haven't won shit yet.
So you don't think Liverpool are going to win this league?
I'm not saying you're not, but you haven't won shit yet.
So you don't think when
I haven't said that.
What's the
you haven't won shit yet. You haven't won shit yet. Liverpool fans talking hello crud. Listen, Arsenal over there sitting on 49 wins, invincibles and that. Like even these fucking commentators going on about Liverpool this, Liverpool that. Oh, fuck off about the best team. Listen, back in the day when Arsenal had their invincibles would beat you. Their fucking invincibles would beat you.
The maddest thing about pagan.
I'm not pagan. It's mad. It's mad how it's contradicting now. You sit there and you talk about all this hate, yet for years when United were winning, everybody was giving the hate together. But it's mad.
There's a difference.
This ain't even hate.
I'm a sportsman, innit? And you're getting this from former United players, yeah?
Saying what?
Bruv, when you appreciate something, you're the kind of like that kind of spirit, yeah.
Saying what? Go on.
Like, okay, because I'm gonna put my United hat on and discredit everything you do. That's trash.
I am.
No,
I am.
That's
because you haven't. Your accomplishments haven't been cemented.
That's fake, and that's not real.
No. It is real.
Because
it is real.
Because what
your
you
first,
see,
your first broken season.
You can never lie
but
about
you finally won the Premier League.
And you can't ignore someone's achievement because bruv, it's incredible what this team is doing.
Yeah, wonderful.
Facts.
Wonderful.
So you couldn't say
Wonderful.
like,
Manchester United retained the Premier League 3 times.
Yeah,
wonderful.
It's
amazing. It's amazing what you're doing.
It's a different conversation.
I'm putting it into perspective.
So why are you bringing it?
I'm putting it into perspective.
What that invisible team, bruv, you respect them. They've done what they had to do in it. Like, and it's it's not even a conversation.
You're basing it on what they do is incredible, but until they win the league, you can't.
It's not cemented. It's not cemented. And it's
irrelevant what he's saying.
Here we go. Why is it irrelevant? Because you haven't cemented the league.
Bruv, Liverpool are gonna win this league. It's not
been cemented.
Anyway.
Yes, you are on track to winning it. Correct.
They are going to win this league.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, let's double up my money if you think it's not gonna happen.
Listen,
triple up.
Did I say that?
Okay.
Did I say that?
Triple up my money.
Did I say that?
There you go in it. So
did I say that?
Because
I said you are on your way.
Yeah, but why?
But it hasn't been. Yeah, but it's not finished.
Don't make a statement. That doesn't mean.
What statement did I make? What statement did I make?
Oh, Liverpool fans are talking like they've won the league already. We haven't.
You are. You are. Liverpool fans are.
We know that, but we know we're gonna win the league. So what do you want us to do? And not celebrate.
Liverpool fans are.
And okay, because we know it's gonna happen.
I'm just saying humbly because you never know what could happen. The Premier League's crazy.
Okay, you never know what's gonna happen.
It's not.
Okay.
Why is it mathematically done? Okay. Then cool. Let's not arguing.
Okay, put the money. Add more money on the table.
I'm not. I'm not.
So
I'm just saying. Okay, unless you can sit here and say 100%. There's no way any other team at this moment in time.
What is your argument?
At this moment in time,
what is your argument?
At this moment in time, Liverpool, although they don't look like it, could lose 10 games and drop points. Although they don't look like it, and Man City could still catch you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not. What am I living in a crazy world? It's still a possibility that could happen. It shouldn't happen, but at this moment in time, it's still a possibility. You're saying you're talking as if I'm in some fantasy world. Because it's a reality. It can happen.
It's not a reality.
Why is it not a reality?
It's not a reality.
What? Are we on a different planet? Why is it not a reality?
Because
what if you get
reality is not likelihood, but is a reality.
I'm not living in some fictional world. You could easily lose every 6 games. It's not fictional.
Bro, everything is possible.
This is what I mean. This is the arrogance of Liverpool fans.
Anything is possible. That's just.
Yeah, but that's all I'm saying. It's still possible.
It's a dumb.
Why is it dumb?
It's a dumb statement.
Why is it dumb? So what? When Man City caught us and we were 10 points clear.
It's not dumb. It's outrageous. It's outrageous.
It's a very dumb statement.
Outrageous.
Because you're not.
But it's still a possibility.
You're being wishful. Yeah. You're being wishful.
No.
Yeah?
It's not about being wishful. Because at this moment in time, it could still happen.
You're being wishful, and you're basing this on what you've seen, and you really think this is gonna happen. It doesn't matter. You say,
okay. I'll put it here. Anyway, I'll put it like this.
Listen.
Is there a possibility? Is there even a 10% possibility? Okay, 5% possibility of it happening at this moment in time. The 95% it doesn't happen, but there's still that 5% it might happen. There you go. Put it simple.
Put it this way.
That's the truth. You can't deny that.
Like
it's not over yet.
Your level of paganism.
It's not.
Like,
it's not.
Do your thing.
It's not.
It's
not.
It's not. You know why it's hurting you to your soul.
It's not.
This was your opportunity to talk about your dead team, innit?
It's not hurting me.
It's not hurting me.
It's not hurting me.
You know what I mean?
But anyway,
so now you feel like okay. Let me try someone else's achievement.
Anyway, first league title in 30 years. First league title in 30 years. Madness. But anyway, we're off to Old Trafford. OT.
Never much luck when you go OT.
Never much luck when you go OT. Hard red. Make it back in one piece. But anyway,
comfortably.
Obviously, let's get to it.
I'd rather go 30
Old
years
Trafford,
of winning the league than see this shit.
Bullshit. Again, can you listen to this? How long did you man go sitting in your sixth place getting UEFA Cup football? Oh, so let me just carry on.
I'm not depressed.
Let me just carry on. Anyway, the first thing I want to start with is someone made a comment in his press conference the other day. He said, listen. He said, Liverpool, and I'm talking, so I don't want to be interrupted. Liverpool, to get to where they are now, have taken 3 to 4 years to build the team, to progress and everything else. And in order to get back to where we once were, it's going to take potentially another 3, 4, 5 years even before we get to them kind of levels.
And that's also
so the first thing I'm gonna say is we can't keep sucking manager regardless of whether Solskjaer was the right person or not.
Was this off camera or was this on camera?
Like, is it like...
Was it off camera?
What are you on about?
Why are you coming here and chatting shit?
What are you on about?
So now we can't keep sacking manager. Was you not? Oh, Pochettino needs to come in now.
That was on camera. I was saying that because I was pissed off with the performances.
But it was on camera.
That wasn't when we were, no. When we were recording last, it was here. I was talking about before I got into the game, and you man were like, "Don't come in this game with your emotions and la la la." We watched that. Yeah, it was there. Shit, chat shit, get banged. But anyway, let me get back. That was in theory. But anyway. Got to trust in the process. If we pick a manager, we've got to stick with the manager 3 to 4 years. It's going to take time, but we need
him to stay there.
We need to make sure we get. Didn't you man hire Roy Hodgson?
It's possible though.
Did you hire Roy Hodgson?
It's possible though.
He going to win you the league.
It's possible though.
He's going to win you
the league next year.
But anyway,
it's possible though.
Let's get
possibility.
Let's get back to it.
Am I right?
Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it anyway. Game against first half it was shit. It was shit. The whole game was shit, to be honest. There wasn't the fucking shit. Every single time we fucking get close to getting close to Chelsea, closing the gap, we always fuck up. Chelsea what makes it even worse is Chelsea love flopping as well. But every time they flop, we fucking jump on the bandwagon and flop with them.
There's a stat where Chelsea have either drawn or lost in their last 8 games. And you guys have also lost.
It's fucking bullshit. It's as if before the game we must see the Chelsea result or something. I don't know what happens, and they think, oh fuck it, we'll allow it this week. We don't really want to catch them. It's so frustrating.
It's the team talking.
The first half, like I said, it was shit. We had I think we had 2 chances, Martial and Daniel James, and apart from that, it just the creativity. It was fucking boring. It was dead. I couldn't believe. I thought we were at home. I thought we were away. The way we were playing that game, I could not tell that we were at Old Trafford because we did not have any ideas. Like obviously Burnley defending, they were defending, and obviously when Burnley defend, they defending 2 banks, and they were fucking defending well. Like we weren't able to get players in between the midfield and the defence, and it wasn't working. And obviously the amount of times we kept getting the ball to Wan-Bissaka for him to get it into the box was where our creativity was coming from. Apart from that, fucking hell, it was shit.
Did you say
it was shit? Am I talking?
Did you say creativity?
Am I talking? And if you actually watch the highlights, you see Wan-Bissaka actually I think he put in about 3 decent balls into the box actually.
Creativity.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Anyone
but
can
anyway,
put the ball in their box.
But anyway,
professional baller.
But anyway, carrying on. Second half. Again, second half. Obviously, first half with their goal. What was it? Chris Wood got their first goal. Yeah.
Word.
Again, it's depressing. I think Phil Jones was the one who was meant to be following him. It's fucking pathetic. Like it's near the end of the first half. We just keep it 0-0, go into the dressing room, have a chat, and then come back out. It just needs to defend, and we just switch off. Literally switch off and let the man go. Like you're not chasing the man. You're already in the box. You're right next to him. Just fucking follow him. It's fucking simple defending. We're already 1-0 down. Then we move on to the.
And Solskjaer went in the changing room for the second half to give them a bit of team talk.
Then we move on to the second half. Second half again.
I just thought they were worse when they
second half again. We had Martial having to come deep to get the ball because there's nobody. Fred isn't doing it. Mata isn't doing it. Matic ain't doing it.
I think Greenwood gets something for
who wasn't it?
Messi Lingard came as well.
So and obviously second half you had Mason Greenwood and Jesse Lingard start. To be honest, even though Mason Greenwood, he might not come on and get a goal or whatever, but I just think he should be starting from the beginning because he looks like he wants to try to create something, take on people, have a shot, do something different, and that's what we need in a team. So I don't see, like, at this moment in time, especially the way we're limited to being creative and trying to do something else, I think he should just start the game. You're not going to lose anything with him playing the game. The more he plays, obviously you don't want to tire him out at the same time. It's all about development, but the more he starts, the better he gets, the more confidence he gets. And you just need somebody a bit more intelligent. Mata tries to do it, but obviously it's a bit limiting as well. Mata he's not doing it as much as we would like him to do. So obviously Martial, second half he came out, got the ball, and he had a shot. And obviously easy save for the keeper, but it was just frustrating to keep seeing that. But again, second half, I think that obviously Jay Rodriguez got their second goal. You can't really say much about that goal.
It was excellent finish.
There's a lot you can say about excellent finish. We were sitting there watching the goal. We was like, me and Blur thought the same thing. Why are you shooting from there? Oh shit, what's the goal?
Man had to Wikipedia that the guy is right-footed as well.
But anyway, again, not much you can say about the goal. It was a great finish. Caught David De Gea out, and at that point, we're 2-0 up. From 2-0 down. From that perspective, with the second goal, it is what it is. He has a shot, it goes in. There's not much you can do with that. But after that point, again, it's just a failure to try to break down a team. And like from the bench with Solskjaer, we don't look like we have a plan B. We don't look like we have a plan B, or the players don't look like they know what they're doing, or they know what they're going to do to crack a team. Surely you would think before the game and even during half time, the managers, Solskjaer, they're seeing what's going on and they're seeing how the game potentially could play out. So they should then be saying, okay, this is how it's probably going to play out. So this is what we're going to have to change to in order to break them down. If that doesn't work, try this second thing with just different ideas. Just so the
I think it was in the second half. I didn't really notice in the first, but I think in the second half, I remember there's a few times when I can't remember, one of your midfielders had the ball, and then I can't remember who it was, but one time it was a particular time where he had the ball, and then in front of him he had no movement, and I can't remember if it was Fred that had the ball, and then you can hear like even the supporters were like booing because there's no movement in front of him, so then he's having to then play it square. I just noticed that happened in the second half.
I think that was Matic.
Matic,
yeah.
You have to play it square because there's no movement at all, and then so it's hard. You complain about creativity, you've got the creativity, but there needs to be movement for the creativity to occur. You can't just, you know what I'm saying?
But
times.
But anyway, yeah. So just overall shit game, shit performance. Fucking, I mean, nowadays no game in the Premier League is given, but you would think when you're at home, you just got that little extra advantage, and the fact that we couldn't just see the game, first of all defend better, and just get a 1-0 win and get the 3 points done. It's fucking difficult to understand, and obviously it doesn't help with McTominay, Rashford, and Pogba being out, but. I mean, the performance overall, it was just fucking shit. It was shit. That's the problem. I wouldn't have minded if we created chance, but just weren't finishing. But actually, the game was good and all our play and transition was all good. But it wasn't. It was just shit. And it's just disappointing to see. But fucking hell, God, you just got to trust in the fucking process at the moment. Because, yeah. But anyway, on to summarise. On to the next game, and carry on chasing top 4.
It's possible.
It is possible. We're only fucking 6 points behind Chelsea, so it's possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the last game of the week was obviously Chelsea versus Arsenal. Ironic. We go into the game. Chelsea being up and down at home recently. We're looking to try and capitalise on that form that they have. Being me personally, it got billed as a must win. Not that I built it as a must win, but it kind of got built as a must win by our management.
Must win.
And also,
But United fans as well, must win.
You want to interrupt me?
It's a must win.
It got built up as a must win. Obviously, you go into the game. Obviously, like I said, I personally was going to the game thinking that maybe we could win it. The fact that Chelsea are a bit shaky at home, and also the fact that Chelsea have a lot of young players. So and obviously a certain type of young player. I'm not going to say there's a certain man at Liverpool like Trent Arnold that don't go by the mold, but a certain kind of young player, they breed off inconsistency when they play, which explains obviously why Chelsea are so up and down and how they play. So like I said, we go to the game. The game was funny to me because the game started for me how it started in the Sheffield United game. Chelsea were dominating the first 20 minutes or so. Chelsea were dominating. We were kind of on the ropes. Chelsea having a few chances. Not to say they had a lot of key chances, but they were having a lot of the chances they were dictating the play. Obviously, you would expect that. Obviously, them being at home, but again, it was kind of a must-win for us. So then, I expect some kind of impetus for ourselves, considering the fact that we dropped points at home to Sheffield United. Then the controversy of the game, or the first controversy of the game, shall I say, when you have certain players playing, regardless of how well they play, every team has them kind of players. No matter how well they play, they're known for clangers.
It's mad because both of your centre backs are exactly that. Fucking hell. Shit, but carry on.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so bro, and obviously Mustafi fits into that mould of a clanger. It's weird the fact that like.
You had to playing yesterday.
It's mad. Listen, I've said it for time. He should have chopped, gone. Yeah, I agree with you. 100%. Phil Jones should have gone.
Record signing is not a
should have gone. Fam, it's not a clanger. It's not a clanger.
You could have said that Phil Jones definitely your
Fam, carry on. Shit, I was cheering Arsenal to win. You got one way man, Messi making a mistake. Then you got Luis. Shit.
I was cheering for Burnley to win.
God.
Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. So yeah.
And they did win.
And they did win. Anyway, so what I'm saying.
What,
so, yeah.
What, you still 10 points going forward? Yeah? Cool, carry on.
Okay, so.
Carry on.
So you six. Are you six?
Carry on.
Are you six?
Carry
on. Technically, it's just a financial package.
Carry on.
So anyway, so yeah, about to say, so obviously, Mustafi obviously plays a short pass back to Leno. Leno comes off his line. Then he puts his foot out. Are you good?
This guy is pregnant, man. What is wrong with you? Now, you know what?
Yeah.
You know when someone is depressed?
I'm laughing at that pass. I'm thinking, what the fuck was that?
Laugh at the pass.
The pass.
Like, you laugh at the pass. Like, shit, you should be depressed the way your defenders were playing last night. But laugh at the pass. Let me finish. Shit. To be fair, people are
and then what happened next?
Huh?
What happened next?
I'm trying to get to it.
Okay, God.
Shit, man. Sure, you're putting that alcohol in your tea.
God, get to it. What happened next?
Yeah, and obviously then Neno puts his foot out. Neno puts his foot out. 1 second.
But basically, what happened next was Leno. So the ball gets played to Mustafi. No, let's just go back a minute. Cause he like what he did there. He said it doesn't. He was talking about Mustafi being a clown playing at the back, yeah. But then he also he said he also was David Lewis. They're both at calamity next to each other.
No, it's a circus.
Yeah, both of them. And basically, did you see what happened?
I know. Obviously.
Yeah. The ball
was short. They went to Tammy Abraham, and then obviously the reason had to do what
and then it's just mad because one has already gone and fucking flopped. And then the other one
he set Louise up, to be fair.
Anyway, so back to what I was saying, because I know you're going to come out from Buki answers.
No, we're just explaining it how it was.
But you know, it's mad how you got loads of energy to explain our defence, but you didn't say shit about yours.
I've said plenty.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, so the ball, short pass back by Mustafi, but then obviously Lennon comes out, he kind of puts his foot up, he kind of brings it back, and then Tammy Abraham takes it past the keeper, and then David Luiz comes in and tries to make a kind of a blocky he kind of like bundles into Tammy Abraham, but Mustafi then goes on the line, but it can, and then obviously it's a penalty clearly, but then obviously because Mustafi's on the line was unsure about if it would be a red card or whatever. The referee gave the red card as well as the penalty anyway. They scored a penalty from Jorginho, who has a great technique in the way he takes it.
That's balanced, to be fair.
Well,
He's one of the guys.
Wait, you know that?
They're doing the memes. You remember that guy in the World Cup?
And obviously, yes, and then obviously from that point onwards, then Chelsea had a little bit more pressure. Hassan Odoi, he was playing well at that moment of time. He was, I've got to say, he actually had Saka on toes, to be fair. And that was before they scored. And then we kind of like weathered the storm. And again, this is where it goes back to. I don't want to bring this up, but Bololo brought up when you were talking in the fact of you go into half time, and then this is where your manager needs to work. This is where you look to your manager and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You expect to hear something, which again, you might not hearing that at half time. That's why you're going out in second half and doing dead performances.
He didn't even go in the dressing room.
That's
what I'm hearing.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where you expect your manager, because you got to remember when you're playing games, regardless of how a game goes, like players. Like because you got a few young men in your team, they're looking for some inspiration. You need that inspiration. The manager needs to. You hear all the time. This is where the manager makes their money. This is where they get paid.
It's a different pair of eyes.
You know what I'm saying?
You're watching the game, like you will have a different take on it.
So then we come out. Obviously, like I said, we're down to 10 men. Obviously, Arteta's already installed the hard working behaviour from ourselves. So obviously, we then weather it. Because even in the second half, I wouldn't even say we played it much better than we did in the first, but. Arteta obviously put in a tactical structure which made us hard to break down. Chelsea was still dominating territory, but then we were able to then circle that territory. It goes from the corner, they had a corner, it breaks out, and obviously our young man, Martinelli, picks up the ball, edge of our box. He's running, he kind of like
controls some luck.
Again, like I said, it's mad how you interrupt someone and you're about interrupting. Because I talk and then you can then come in after. Anyway, so he hits it with his knee and it kind of because you got to remember he's running and he's got man running him down. When you're running, when you're dribbling, and you can hear that someone in your back.
That was pressure from Chelsea.
Huh?
Yeah,
I know. But then we get to that. And he hits with his knee first, and it kind of springs forward. But then the second time he hits it, it springs forward, which then catches. Our man Kante, because obviously Kante, you can tell because he's kind of like what it is. He's flat-footed first, but then because of the poor touch from Martinelli, he has to think, oh right, I can get this ball, which then makes him slip.
That's the only way you go past Kante. If you go the normal way, there's no way.
He slips and tries to do a little bookie handout, trying to start the ball, but obviously Martinelli
when he grabbed him.
But
I enjoyed that. That was a Denver Bar moment there. Fuck them. Fuck Chelsea.
Martinelli then goes through. You got to remember, obviously. He is then mad because he's then having to pressure. He's having to think about finish. Slots it home. 1-1. Mad celebration as well. The random in the celebration. You're going mad. I wish I was there. I'm saying. I love that.
Don't even mention that name.
Just keep it simple.
It's not in the bracket.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. So then we then. Obviously, from that point onwards, and Chelsea then have the intensity because they then have to try and get a winner. They're playing against 10 men. They're playing against 10 men since early in the game. Obviously, we've held them. We didn't cause too much trouble in attacking sense, but like I said, we still had that kind of defensive structure in place. They get a goal, which I kind of thought was a bit weird in the sense when I watched it back the second time, I think it was. Before they score, before they score, Tammy Abraham, I think he goes into one of the bollards behind the goal and he does something to his ankle.
Looked like he almost like
Did he not get pushed into
I'm not too sure.
I think.
And then I know he goes into the thing. I'm not too sure about people pushing up, but I know he went into the thing. And then when they play the corner in for their goal, Tammy Abraham's kind of like in an offside position, but he kind of like moves out the way and the ball comes through, and then that's when that's when we get scored. But obviously it does go through. But obviously you could say kind of.
Yeah, I did think that because he looked like he was coming from
offside, and then it kind of like moves out the way, and
then
it goes through. But whatever, it wasn't given. And then helps the season. So then.
Oh, are you Liverpool?
Huh?
Are you Liverpool?
You don't know me.
Cool, carry on.
So So then obviously they score 2-1, and again, we're thinking, right, we're already down to 10 men. They've scored in like 83rd minute. What can we do?
Man kept it cool, calm,
and collected.
Yeah.
It shows.
Which is showing good for Arsenal. Yeah,
it showed good. Obviously, again, we didn't have to because then we didn't have to go into the ascendancy to get the equaliser, which then makes us vulnerable with the fact that we're down to 10 men. But somehow,
man like Hector
does his thing. Obviously, he comes in on his left foot. Just curls it into the bottom corner.
Obviously, this week he won a London fashion show, training ground and that, finishing that.
Certain left backs need to be weight watching.
Finishing that.
Certain left backs need to be weight watching.
They do. I'm not lying.
No word of a lie. I'm picking Bellerin over Wan-Bissaka though. For me personally, I think he's got way more attackers. Maybe not defensively, that's another thing. But
So then obviously we scored, we get the equaliser, and then obviously again, Arsenal fans were mad. Obviously the goal, obviously again. So you got to think a lot of Arsenal fans at that point was thinking that we've lost. Obviously we do again. We show strength there from coming back again for a second time. We're down to 10 men. So I personally then Chelsea get a late chance from rush away, but then it was kind of half chancey kind of thing. I didn't expect him to score. He didn't score anyway. But yeah, so for me, also I was disappointed in the sense we didn't get the win. But the circumstances of the game.
Disappointed you didn't get given this. Sorry, I cut you. Sorry.
With the circumstances in the game, I'm kind of happy with the point. But in hindsight, obviously at the start I would have expected a win. But in hindsight, I'm happy with the point. And we can.
Are you hyping on the back of this result? Or do you reckon is it Chelsea that were very, given the circumstances again? Yeah, is it Chelsea that were very poor, or is it the new spirit and the tactical stuff?
I think Chelsea are poor. I think Chelsea, like I said at the start of my thing, Chelsea have young players, so they're going to be up and down all the time. They're really up and down all the time.
So they were just on an off day, basically.
It's not enough, it's a regular thing that they do all the time. It's just that what it is. The way I see it is this. I said to you yesterday. To be fair, other than Liverpool, every other team second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all of them teams are there, all up and down. So you can catch any of us. You've got to think the form of all them teams, even Leicester, I'm saying put them in there as well. The form of them teams is dire. Everyone's dropping points. Everyone's showing their true form. Everyone's showing that no one's consistent. The only class team in the league for me personally is you, man. And so
I rate that still. I rate honesty and just simple. Just appreciate when someone is doing something good, innit? Don't bring your paganism into it.
The more of it is obviously we just need to get a run of wins together. That's our only issue. We're playing better in terms of hard work, but we're not getting the wins on board that we actually that our hard work is showing. So we need to start making what we're doing in the training ground reflect on the leaderboard, and that's how I'm saying that.
Cool. That's what it is. We keep it moving. Any special mentions?
I know.
Can't think of.
Leicester had a good win. They trashed West Ham. There's like a smaller team that played again. Let me just do like a quick search. How did Southampton do? Who did they play?
Can't really think of anything for this week.
Because they've been on a mad run, isn't it? So let's see quickly. So, to be fair, it was one that is that kind of week where there wasn't really like a big upset. Villa won against Watford at home. I guess it's a relegation scrap. So I guess it goes to Arsenal, to be fair, for me. Because or you might say Newcastle because they score 2 late equalisers against like a dead
well, that's mad actually.
And if you're playing against someone who's shit, then it's like it doesn't really.
Yeah, but still,
I'll give it Arsenal.
Minutes.
Fuck that game with bullshit.
Arsenal still.
But anyway, until next week, please subscribe, follow the channel, show us some love. Any comments, leave below. In the chat. If you think below the chat shit, Damien chat shit, or I chat shit, just put it down below. Let us know who chats the most shit. Till next week, bye.
You're not gonna block the comments, are you?